Two great coins from two great mints. So which is better for stacking? The Royal Canadian Mint Silver Maple or the Royal Mint's Britannia? We're going to break down each coin's pluses and minuses and go over the recent poll to see how you voted. So stay tuned. What's going on, YouTube? Hey, welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. Hope everyone's doing well and that you've gotten a head start on your Christmas shopping. It'll be here before you know it. I'm way behind, but that's normal. I'd like to thank you for being here today to check out the new video. The amazing support you guys have given the channel is really appreciated, more than you know. And as always, if you like what you see here, hey, don't be afraid to take a jab of that thumbs up button, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. It really does help the channel grow, and I appreciate you. Anyway, today we're going to throw two heavyweights into the ring and see who comes out on top. It's Maples versus Britannias, so let's roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Alright, in this corner, hailing from the Great North in Canada and weighing in at 1 troy ounce, and with a $5 denomination, the Canadian Silver Maple from the Royal Canadian Mint. Now, a brief history of the RCM takes us back to 1908 when England's Royal Mint actually opened its first official branch in Ottawa, Canada. But in 1931, the Ottawa Mint negotiated its separation from the Royal Mint, and the Royal Canadian Mint was officially formed. Now, this coin's been minted from 1988 to present. It's 4/9 fine, and it has two security features. The first is the tiny engraved maple leaf on the lower right, and it'll even have a tinier number within that leaf denoting the year. And the second feature is the radial lines. And when these catch the light just right, there's an unmistakable rotating pattern. And here's what a lot of folks don't know. There's actually a third security feature on this maple that the RCM calls Bullion DNA, where a special machine can verify the authenticity of the coin. Problem is, you need that special machine, and it's not really cheap. So there are plenty of free ways to verify this coin. That being said, we're just going to stick to what we know when it comes to the security features on the maple. And in this corner, hailing from across the pond in England, weighing in at 1 troy ounce and with a 2 British pounds denomination, the Silver Britannia by the Royal Mint. Royal Mint's officially one of the oldest mints in the world, with a history that spans more than 1,100 years. They've been around for a minute, folks. Now, this coin was minted from 1997 to present. It's 3/9 fine, which is a little bit less purity than the maple. And it does have 4 amazing security features. Most of you are familiar with them by now, since they were first implemented back in 2021, but we'll go over them really quickly. The first one is the microtext. You see it running around the rim. All right. That says Decus et Tunaman, which is Latin for an ornament and a safeguard. Second, you've got the laser-etched wave background that kind of animates when you move the coin. Third, you've got the latent image on the bottom left that changes from a lock to a trident. And the fourth is really the fine tincture lines within Britannia's shield. Just incredible details all around. Alright, so let's do a quick comparison on these two coins, starting with the obverse. You have the Britannia still on the left, maple on the right. Nothing special. I mean, it's the queen. She was on billions of coins during her reign. The curious thing is the maple chose not to have a tiara of any kind. Kind of unusual. I don't recall too many that were made like that. Usually she's got something on her grape there, so that is one of the main differences there between the coins. And it's a different portrait, for sure. She looks a little bit more mature on the left on the Britannia. But there you have that is basically the obverse. Nothing really to write about. Moving on to the reverse. Now, here's where we hit gold or silver, so to speak. The designs, both of them are fantastic in their own right, to be quite honest, in my opinion. I love the maple for its simplicity and the radial lines. It just pops. It's unobstructed. It pops right out at you. You know it's a maple leaf. Now the Britannia with the 4 features, the animated background, just a beautiful coin. Well done. I've made no no bones about it that the Britannia is my favorite government-backed design by far. I mean, just my personal opinion. I love the design of the Britannia, but the maple in its own right, again, the simplicity is awesome. Silver purity, you see that the 4/9 fine on the maple, and we know that Britannias are 3/9 fine. So a little edge to the maple on purity. You're not getting more silver, you're just getting a little bit of a pure blend, that's all. Quality control. One mint has taken a step to fix stuff, the other one has not. Mint Shield, which is on, it's a process that the Canadian Mint started in 2018, has been awesome. It's been great. There's been very little spotting on the maples that I've seen. I have not gotten a tube of maples that had any spotting since that time, to be honest. And the Royal Mint, on the other hand, milk spotting runs like crazy. So again, though, I've been very fortunate on my Britannias since 1921. I've not had really any issues with spotting. So that's quality control for both of them. Let's talk liquidity. The maple is a little bit more known than the Britannia. They're both well known throughout the world. You're going to be able to sell them. You'll be able to liquidate them, no problem. But the maple seems to carry a little bit more clout for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but maybe it's the fineness of it, or just it's been around long. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But the maple does seem to carry a little bit more liquidity than the Britannia. And lastly, let's talk about counterfeit risk. Both these coins are pretty secure. I did see a counterfeit maple not too long ago, and it was horrible. I mean, it was just awful. The laser engraved Leighton image on the bottom was way off. There wasn't even a year in it. The radial lines were too far apart. It was just terrible. It was terrible. And the Britannia, you're not going to counterfeit that. I mean, you're just not. That may be the securest coin in the world right there at a bargain price. So as far as counterfeit risk, they're both pretty even. I would give the edge to the Britannia just based on those 4 amazing features alone, but they're both going to be just about impossible to duplicate. And one last comparison, which is, let's face it, the one that quite a few stackers care about the most, and that's price. So let's take a quick look on the maple and Britannia and see where we're at. This is on finebillionprices.com, where it shows you the cheapest overall price. It searches the internet and tries to give you the cheapest price. So we see, unbelievably, that the maple is selling at Monument Metals for $28.18, which makes it the lowest government-backed coin out there right now. That's amazing to me. As you know, the maple used to be number 3, right behind the Silver Eagle, which was behind the Libertad, if you count that one. But unbelievable that the maple is cheaper than a kangaroo, which I don't like. I don't care for the kangaroos. They have major spotting issues, and just not my favorite coin by any stretch. I have a few, but only to have a few. So let's skip all the way down. Even the fill has gone higher. So we look and we see the cheapest Britannia out there right now is, holy crap, at APMEX. Go figure. $31.90. So we see the price difference between the maple at $28.18 and the Britannia at $31.90. The Britannia has surpassed it in sale price. So go figure. The maple used to be above all these at one point. But hey, that's the way it goes. So value-wise, the maple is cheaper than the Britannia by a little more than a couple bucks. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at that recent poll that I ran and check out the results. Now, these are the coins that you guys voted for, and I want to thank you again for the input. I really appreciate it. When you guys fill out these polls, you're helping me put the content in the latest videos, so thank you so much for filling that out. But we had a total of 113 votes, and by a 54 to 46% margin, you guys picked the Silver Britannia over the maple. Wow. I honestly thought that the maple would take this poll. I really did. The Britannia's reputation with the milk spotting, I thought that would really sour everybody on it, whereas the Mint Shield on the maple has almost knocked out milk spotting altogether. I thought that'd be a huge factor in that the maple would take it over, but here it is. You guys picked the Silver Britannia, 54% to 46%. Again, thank you so much for voting on that. Let's go ahead and start wrapping this video up. Now that we have all the information that I've gone over, I'm going to give you my personal report card for each coin, and you'll see which one I think is the better stacker. Now again, this is just my personal opinion. Everyone else is going to vary from it. This is just how I see them. And we'll start with the reverse. I make no bones about it. You guys know I'm a Britannia fan. The features, the background, the detail, the design, it's got it going on. The maple itself is a beautiful design. It's simple. It pops. The radial lines are just gorgeous when they catch the light. But I've got to go with the Britannia for overall design. It can't be beat. Not with those features. It cannot be beat. Let's move down to obverse. I'm going again with the Britannia, but this is a toss-up. It's a crapshoot. I really don't care for any obverse that the Queen is on or was on. It's just the reality of it. It's kind of a boring thing, but she had to be on it, just as King Charles will be on it going forward. I'm going to give the edge to the Britannia on this one, only because it looks a little bit more realistic, more detail. She's got the tiara on. I don't know what's going on with the maples, Queen Elizabeth, with nothing on her head. I don't know. It's just an odd engraving. I don't know what they were going for on that one, but I'll go for what it's worth with the Britannia. Now, price point. We took a look at bullionprices.com, and right now, the maple is the best value. I never thought I'd see that. Not from last year when it was selling for just behind Silver Eagles. But as of right now, there is about a $3 difference between maples and Britannia. So right now, the maple takes it. That's the most value. Quality control, I'm going with the maple. The only thing hurting the Britannia is the milk spotting, and the Royal Mint has an issue. It's not just the Britannia, it's throughout everything they make, unfortunately. Since 2018 with Mint Shield, Royal Canadian Mint has killed it. I mean, I am not having any problem with milk spotting since 2018. So kudos to them. They took the effort. They figured it out. Liquidity. I'm going to go with the maple being a little bit more liquid than the Britannia. It's a little bit more recognized. It's a little bit more commonly accepted around the world. And to be quite honest, it might be just behind the Silver Eagle as far as liquidity. Or acceptance around the world anyway. So, yep, I'm going to go with the maple as far as liquidity. Counterfeit risk, that's an easy one. The Britannia, although both coins are going to be almost impossible to counterfeit. But 4 features on one coin, yeah, I'm going with the Britannia. And lastly, silver purity. The edge goes to the maple, only because it's 4/9 fine versus 3/9 fine. Now again, that doesn't mean you're getting more silver. It doesn't mean that. It means that you're getting a little bit pure blend of silver. But just for that, I got to give them the edge on that one. All right, so there you have it. So overall, the maple by a shred is the better stacker right now. And that could change. That could change with price. So as much as I love the Britannia, the maple is the king right now for stacking. All right. So there you have it. In summary, while I think the maple is the better stacker, I'm all in on the Britannia. Always have been. Potential milk spotting aside, I just love the design. The security features are second to none, and they're the best of any government-backed coin out there. And it's backed by one of the oldest mints in the world, so it's just my preference. A lot of people will see it differently. But look, in the end, you're not going to go wrong stacking either one of these. It all boils down to preference and probably price. And that is going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. If you made it this far, well, kudos to you. And I will definitely catch up with you in the next episode. But in the meantime,
What do you want to do with your life?
damn right, get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend. I am out of here. Peace, folks.
Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes.